We're back.
We're back.
Back in Orlando for the Klash. This is, gosh, 4 or 5 years in a row.
Is it really?
5, I think.
Yeah, because we went when it was in South Carolina.
Yeah.
Or, yeah,
Aiken,
South Carolina. So, congratulations, Joe, on having an awesome show. But this is the IFBB Bikini Pro Klash World Championships. And they had a great NPC show here, too. So, Miss DJ, Steven, myself, Denetra, Evan. We're here to see some good competitors. We already went to the gym today. Take you guys along for the ride. We're headed to athlete check-ins. The athletes have to bring their suits, their numbers, get checked in. And this is the day before the show, the calm before the storm. So bring you guys along for the whole weekend. Let's go. All right, guys, so let's go along for the ride. This is the Klash weekend. It signifies the kickoff of the competition season. It is the first Bikini Pro show other than the Arnold, which is invitation only. This is Kiki, who is one of my new Bikini Pros, and this was our first show together. So I was really thrilled with how she was looking. This is the day before at Iron Religion Gym. We always meet up, have a little workout. At this particular show, I had 4 Bikini Pro competitors and 3 NPC competitors. So I'll get shots of them at different phases. It's not always easy for me to get my camera out. I try to be in the moment. That was Nicole. And this is actually Elena Perez, who lives in Orlando but is not doing the show. She is maybe 4 or 5 weeks out from her competition season starting. So just getting a look at her since I was here in Orlando. She did train with us. So we did our workouts, we did our posing, and then we went to the hotel for check-ins. So here we are at the Hyatt Grand Regency in Orlando. We had a little booth. This is Dragana, one of my NPC competitors. And, you know, just getting a final look at her. She wasn't able to make it to the gym. So the nice thing is Orlando has a great amount of, you know, friends and family of the team. Daraja came down. Maria lives there. There's Marianne, who lives not too far away. So Florida is a great spot. Look at Kathy looking good in her pants. Yeah, I probably made a comment. And here's the pro check-ins. The nice thing about the pro check-ins, there's Toni, there's Joe, the promoter, is they separate it from the rest of the check-ins. You get, you know, a little swag bag. You get your picture taken. They put the pictures up on NPC News Online. So it is a different experience as a pro competitor. They also tell the pros exactly when they're going to go on for prejudging and finals. So they get treated a little more special, and it's something you earn as a professional competitor. Here's Nicole, also our first show together. So a lot of debuts for me at this show. A lot of the competitors that I had on stage for the first time. Kathy is not one of them. Kathy and I won this show as an NPC competitor, the overall in 2021, and then she went to NPC Universe and won the overall there. So Kathy has a little bit of pedigree under her belt, and that would pay off going into this show. This is the pro stage. Those were all the pro competitors, and here we go. It's show day. And to my surprise, one of my old friends, Baer, was doing the show. You know, I follow him online. If you guys are familiar with Baer Performance Nutrition, Baer does, gosh, you know, he is someone that is very inspiring to me. Started his own business after getting out of the Army Rangers and has done lots of things from bodybuilding to marathons to, gosh, triathlons. He's done some crazy stuff. I can't even keep up with all of it. He's also a father now. So, you know, he and I have kept in touch over the years. I've gone out to Texas to hang out with him a couple times. And we actually talked about meeting up again this year in July, so we'll probably do that. So I'll get you some of that. But just wanted to show you, you know, Nick is someone that, you know, I've been around. I mean, I call him Captain America, you know, because he's got that all-American look, but the dude is just got so much muscle. He also is extremely conditioned. So him and his coach did a great job. He came all the way from Texas to do the show, and look at his back detail. Anyone that competes, especially men, know that lower back detail is the hardest part. And I think on Nick's channel, which he's got close to 1 million subscribers, he did a body fat test, and his body fat was really low. I can't remember the number, but I want to say it was below 7%. And he looked really dialed here. I mean, you know, when you get up on a stage with the most muscle and the most conditioning, you're usually going to do well. So it was just cool to see him in person with my own eyes. I was kind of bummed. I thought I was going to miss him competing this year. But congrats to Nick. He actually had a really good day, which we'll show some of those results later. But yeah, just really cool to see it. I'm a fan of the sport as well. And then we're going to get started with the NPC. Now, guys, I'll try to get a few clips here and there. This is Class A. I believe the 35 and over Class A. Let me make sure when they turn around, I'll tell you what it is. You know, I don't know what class this is. I'm going to be honest. I want to say now that this is Novice Class A. I think that's what this is. And then this would be 35 and over. This is Gillian, one of my competitors that will be going to nationals this year. We wanted to do a show early in the year, and this is my other competitor, Dragana. So this is, I think this is 35 and over Class A. Again, I shoot these clips just when I can, but again, remember, I'm running backstage, I'm checking tans, I'm helping them pump up, making decisions on food, water, sodium, things like that. So when I can run out and get a couple clips, it's really nice, but by no means is there any rhyme or reason to them. I'm just trying to recall the order. So this is, yeah, so this is the 35 and over Class A. They all looked fantastic. The young lady in the blue, she ends up getting moved to the middle, and rightfully so. She looks fantastic. You know, I always hate it when my girls are in the same class. You know, both Dragana and Gillian are in the same class. And then you add it to this girl who just was phenomenal. She looked amazing. And she had a really good day, which we'll talk about a little more. But yeah, this was one class, and look how good all these girls look. Just fantastic. So off to a good start. You know, this is a really good show. A lot of the reason being Sandy Williamson came to judge this show. As a pro bikini show, they bring in a pro bikini judge. So we move everyone around. Now this is open Class A. And again, open Class A, you know, you want to be close to the middle. The young lady in the blue got moved right to the center, and she stayed there. She never moved, and she ends up winning Class A. And this is, you know, this is a part of the job, is paying attention to what the judges are looking for and making sure that we're going to be able to improve in the shows ahead. So then we move on to the next class, and I believe now we're looking at Maddie Michelssen's class. This is Class D. There were only 3 in her class, or it might have been Class E. I forget the height they put her in. I want to say it was D. It was D. I think she was the clear winner here. Now, Maddie is someone I've been working with for a couple of years, and she just got all the tools. You know, she's got the muscle, the beauty, the shape. I think we can work a little bit on, you know, conditioning and peaking. I think she looked a lot better at finals. We were a little flat in the morning. But overall, just a fantastic bikini competitor and a lot going. And then once the NPC finished, now we had about an hour until the pros go on. So I got to go backstage, oversee the final touches. This is a show glaze. They put a little glaze on them to give them a sheen. That was Kiki. This is Chris. And so, you know, it's nice when I can be back there, get a final look at them. They actually had a light there, so I could actually say, okay, how are we looking on color? How are we looking on conditioning? Spot on. That's how you want to walk out on stage. I think all we did with Chris was just pump up a little bit. And yep, this was our first show together, and I could not have been happier. We kind of decided at the last minute to do this show because her conditioning was getting really close to where we needed to be. This is Kathy Seitz. Again, been working with Kathy for a few years now, from amateur to pro, and now this is our second pro show together. Her color goes on very nicely. It's one of the nice things about her skin. Every year I always notice her color is just spot on. So she walks out with the glaze, gets in the lights, and you'll see on stage just how good she looks. Here's our little table, the Pro Physique table. Denetra came, Evan came, there's Lexi. And final pump up backstage. This is Toni. There's Kiki. Kathy trying to stay warm. It was a little bit chilly back there. She's a Cleveland girl, so she should be able to handle it. And there's Maria getting some videos. But this is it. Next thing you see when you come out on stage in alphabetical order are the groups. And with a show this small, I think they only had 3 groups. So this is your first group, and I'm just going to keep it all going live for you so you can understand Pro Bikini. The groups is really where they're deciding who's going to be in that all-important first call-out. So sorry for the angles. Again, I'm trying to film as well as be in the moment with my athletes. So you see Toni right of center, huge glutes, right? But the balance, we need to bring her legs up a little bit. Third from left is Amy Delgado, who was 6th at the Olympia. And I mean, you will not find a more complete competitor, just fantastic top to bottom. She did switch to a red suit. and she wore, I believe, blue at the Olympia. So it was interesting to see that. I saw all the girls at the Arnold one wore blue, so I think maybe some girls are like, okay, I want to make sure I don't match everyone. And then on the far left here, you have Brittany Gillespie, who was the 2021 Nationals overall champion, making her pro debut. And then Kiki, second from the right, I'm sorry, blonde blue suit, and really tight, maybe a little too hard in the lower body, but that's an easy fix as the season goes on. But overall, you can see the kind of the caliber of competitor. And then on the far left, you have Chris, very happy with her front pose, one of the best front pose in the show. Little bit of conditioning in the lower body, and we're going to be right where we need to be. Then you've got Kathy in the blue suit left of center. Kathy just really filled out well. She just presented a very complete package. And actually between them two is Emily Player. I've seen her compete many times as well. So you just get to know these competitors after seeing them show after show. But overall, great lineup of competitors. And then what you're waiting for is first call-outs. And here they are. So immediately first call-outs, Amy gets moved into the center. And then I believe they move Brittany right into the center with her. Yep. And so now I'm like, okay, can Kathy stay in this top 4 position? If you look at the center, you're looking at the top 2, 1, 2. Out from there is 3, 4. So, you know, what they're doing is they're moving people around based on where they had them from the groups. And then now they move them side by side. And now they're really picking them apart. Okay, they're going, okay, where is the balance? Where is the fullness? Where is the shape? And so, you know, I'm just looking to see what the judges are going to look at, because it's my job to get inside these judges' head, which I do a very good job of kind of understanding. But you just go to every single show. You talk to the judges after. You know where their eyes are going. So it really does help you shape the training, the nutrition, the peaking for each athlete to be their possible best on stage. So now after that turn and walk to the back and walk forward, I know if Kathy holds that spot, she's probably going to hold it for the rest of prejudging, and they did not move her out. They kept her in. Now we get into the second call-outs, and what I'm looking for is to see where my girls are going to end up. This is Chris. This is Toni. They are splitting middle, and I might have missed a call-out because I believe Kiki was in the call-out before this. So again, guys, apologies. It's not going to be a perfect representation, but I was very happy with how these girls were looking. Every single one of them looked on this day. And that's what you want as a pro competitor. Now, this is what they do in the pros quite often. They did it at the Olympia, which Daraja was in the Final 4 call-out. They did a Final 4 pro call-out here. And what's really cool is, I don't know the young lady in the blue on the left, so apologies there. But if you look at Amy in the red, she was the USA's overall champion. Brittany in the green, she was the Nationals overall champion. And you've got Kathy, who was the NPC Universe overall champion. So you've got 3 national show overall champions, which just shows you when you win an overall at a national show, it's a big signal that, hey, you know, you're going to do well on the pro stage because you're technically winning a pro show, because when you go to those overalls, well, they're already all pros. So now they're picking these girls apart. You know, they're looking for balance. They're looking for fullness. You know, I think Amy and Brittany just have a little bit more of that wow factor, really wide shoulders, really tiny waists. And so I think they actually just sent Kathy off, and then they just did the top 2. So we knew Kathy was in either the 3 or the 4. And the nice thing about the pros is we got a little break after prejudging, but the pros went first at finals. So they went at noon, and then they went at 4. So the pros were going to be done with their day by like 4:30, which is awesome. So these are some of the coaches backstage, you know, the tanning company, the expediters. It's just it was good to see everybody. And then again, they did the Final 4 call out at finals, and it was the same 4. You know, they were looking to make any minor adjustments. The judges did inform me that they had not decided who the winner was at prejudging, right? I think they had decided every placing but 1 and 2. 1 and 2 were very close. So they came back at finals, and this is called the confirmation round of scoring. And yes, this does count. It can certainly be a change. Now, there was only 4 hours, so that, you know, you maybe had time to get a meal in. If you wanted to go train, you could try to fill out, you could try to get harder, but you don't have a lot of time with which to make adjustments. So the exciting thing was, for me, just waiting for the awards. And the top 3 actually got paid cash money. And there we have it. Kathy Seitz in 3rd place. So I was very happy with Kathy's 2nd ever pro show to get 3rd place. I've never had a girl place top 5 at the Klash. It's one of the most prestigious IFBB Bikini pro shows. So congrats to Kathy and only her 2nd pro show. Now this year there are no points. So you either win to get in or you get nothing. But still placing top 3 is quite amazing. And then Amy Delgado missed 6th place at the Olympia. She also won the Tampa Pro last year, got 2nd at the Nashville Pro, and I believe she won one other show. So it might have been Chicago Pro. She had a really good year last year, obviously finishing 6th at the Olympia. So I think she was the heavy favorite going in. Brittany Gillespie was the one a lot of people had their eyes on. And to me, Kathy was kind of a shock. I don't think a lot of people would have put her in 3rd in that lineup, but that's what taking a year and a half off and coming in just without any flaws. And so then we stayed and we all got feedback from Sandy. She's so lovely. She gives her time to the sport right when they get off stage. Got all our feedback, which, all the girls here are doing more shows. No one is done with their season. So this is the overall pose down for men's physique. And you see Nick and the gentleman next to him. Nick ended up getting 2nd in the overall to him. I mean, that man was just massive. I think Nick had him beat on conditioning pretty clearly, but, it's not just a conditioning show. And here's our spot at finals, our tables for awards. I didn't get a lot of videos of the girls at finals. This is the overall pose down for novice. Now, the reason I recorded this is because I thought the 2 best competitors at this show were the young lady on the right in blue and Maddie. And that came to pass. Now, they do move the young lady in the blue in. My apologies. I should know her name. She's not my client, but I've seen her at quite a few events. So they move her to the middle, and then they compare her to Maddie. Maddie being my blonde girl on the right. And the feedback I got after the show, so the young lady in the blue wins the 35 and over overall, the novice overall, and the open overall. I mean, you cannot have a much better day in a bikini show, right? So she won everything. So the feedback was she was just a little more balanced and presented a little more naturally than Maddie. Maddie was a little stiff at times, and they wanted, although she had bigger glutes, they wanted to see her legs a little bit bigger to match them. And in the back pose, although in the front pose her shoulders looked fantastic, they wanted her shoulders a little bit better in the back. So Maddie ended up winning her novice class and her open class, and we're getting ready to head to nationals. Here is Gillian and Dragana. But overall, a great day, guys, and